What is up, everyone? It's Christian, and in today's video I want to talk about something that has no perfect answer within human reasoning, and that is, why did God choose to give us free will? So one thing I think we really need to understand before really diving into this is that God didn't create us out of his need to have authority over something. God is God. He already has authority over everything. God created us out of love, and because he wanted someone to reign, he wanted people to reign with him and to be able to partake in his love and compassion and just his glory with him. He didn't want to just keep it all to himself. He wanted people to be able to partake in it with him and just know him, get to know him on a personal level. But at the same time, he wanted to give us the choice to either know him or to disobey him and to go our own way. He didn't just want us to be mindless robots who were forced to obey him. He wanted to give us the free will to be able to disobey him or obey him. And personally, there are few greater expressions of love than I can think of than to give someone the free will to choose you or forsake you, even knowing that forsaking you would lead to their death and their destruction. So ultimately, the first key point is that God wanted us to be able to reign with him, and he wanted to share himself with people. My second point would be that God wants a truly loving relationship between him and us, and it can't truly be love if we're forced to do it, if we're programmed to do it. Love isn't love unless there's a choice to not love. Being angry, sad, loving, empathetic aren't truly those unless we have the choice to not be those. God's love for us is genuine, and in turn, he wants our love to be genuine. He wants us to be able to choose to love him and not just be programmed like mindless robots to do it. And before I make my last point, I want to emphasize that we need to remember that God can make good out of any situation, no matter how horrible, even the downfall of man. And the way he made good out of the downfall of man and the coming of sin into creation is that he showed his ultimate sacrifice because of sin. He was able to show us the ultimate mercy by dying for us and defeating sin and death because of sin. If we hadn't sinned, God wouldn't have been able to show us just how far he's willing to go to save us from our sin, and in order to do that, we had to have the choice to sin in the first place. And I'm not saying that it was right or preferable for us to sin. It would have been preferable for us to stay with him in the Garden of Eden for all eternity instead of having to deal with the ramifications of sin. But what I'm saying is that God, because of our sin, was able to show us just how loving he is and just how far he's willing to go to save us. So as I said, God is able to make good out of any situation, even the downfall of man and just all of this madness and chaos. And in the end, all of this madness and chaos and sin will be completely eradicated, and we will be restored if we only have faith. So even though he knew we would sin, he had already come up with a solution to restore us to our original purpose and to restore us to his side, where we can worship him for all eternity with our friends and family, where there is no sin or death or destruction or disease or anything else that could hinder us, and we could just feel his love for all eternity and be with him and all the people we love. So with all this being said, I hope I shed a little bit of light as to why he has given us free will and the beauty of free will. And I thank you all so much for watching, and I love you all. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't, and comment some other reasons that you think he gave us free will, or if you don't believe he gave us free will, then why do you believe that? Contact me on all my social media stuff, comment future videos, be sure to become a patron on our Patreon account if you haven't already, so I can make better videos for you guys in the future. And as always, guys, I love you all so much, and God bless.